G'day everyone, Galvin, Coaching Company in New Zealand. I have some pistons and some rods. We're actually going to talk about the pistons, where we've got a Gen 1 piston. We've got a Gen 2 piston, so those are both non-VVTi. We've got a 1UZ VVTi piston, and I actually went to get that one and I got this one, and this one just happens to be a 3UZ piston. And it's got a bigger bore, so it wouldn't fit in the same hole. And I went to measure diameters, it just didn't work for me. Yeah, it is Galvin, Coaching Company here in New Zealand. Perfect opportunity to get in and have a bit of an explanation of some of the basics, without getting too in detail, but some of the basics. Right. Let's just go very quickly over the rods. That's a much bigger rod than that rod. You see? Yes. And it's same length though. They're the same length, and this one's the same length. That's the VVTi one, and that's the same length as well. That's the 3UZ. Same. Same. Looking at the bottom and looking at the bottom of the piston design and the pin, we will see that they actually changed clip design. We've got this clip design, and then we've got the clip design that was in this one. I'm going to turn it over because that side ricocheted off the piston, off my eyelid, and then out somewhere into my garage. We've got just the very small clip. Oh no, it's on this side. Here it is. It's just harder to see. Here it is. It's actually in there. So it's the small clip that continues over these ones. We've got a different design in the base of the piston on each of these engines. You can see this one was the full round. It's got a proper skirt. It's quite deep. This one they've taken a lot off the side on the Gen 2 piston. It's more like a motocross slipper piston is kind of how I envisioned that one. We've put a little bit more back in when we go to the VVTi. So we've got wider around, but we still just take off the sides. We still don't have that bridge going across the side of the piston, around the side. 3UZ is very, very similar, but of course it's bigger because they've got a bigger bore. Kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Right, we're going to flip these pistons over. So we're very different in the crown of the piston between the non-VVTi and the VVTi. The head combustion chamber area changes dramatically in here, and also the valve inclination angle. So that makes a huge difference to the way that the combustion chamber is made up and the shape of the piston. These two are very similar, and we see a compression change between this and this one. So the compression went from 10 to 1, that one, to 10.4 to 1, and that's 10.5 to 1. If we go to the Gen 1 piston, it's got much larger valve pockets, and there's a bigger recess here. So it's around a 0.5mm recess. Now that dot there is to mark the front of the piston. So I've happened to get, in this case, I've got all bank 1 pistons. Bank 2 will have 2 dots on them. They also have some other marking on them sometimes. Like this one here. That one's got a 2 on it and a B on it. And there are different pistons runs that they have, and they will match them to the block just to alter the tolerances a little bit in each assembly. That's a VVTi. There's no distinctive. Oh, no, there is a 2 there underneath the dirt. You probably can't see it. And that one may have had a slightly larger camshaft put in. That was a bit of an experiment piston that was never run. We were doing a bit of there was a bit of exploring done on that piston. It wasn't me, it was a friend of mine doing a bit of exploring and testing. Right, go back to here. So we've got, that's the front, bigger pockets, and a recess in here. So this one, this is less. It's hardly anything. Somewhere between 0.1 and 0.2. It's very, very small by comparison. And we've reduced the size of those cutouts. These also got a slightly more aggressive camshaft. That's why these go a bit better, because they've got a lighter piston. It's considerably lighter because there's less material in it. We can see that. And we've got a little bit more compression. Everything's closed up. So that one's a non-interference to an interference engine. And the change is not in the cylinder head. The change is in the pistons. Yes, I've done a video on different blocks as well. So you've got a better windage in this block. And the harmonics of the block are better. However, the main difference in compression is that piston. The cylinder heads, the critical areas of these two cylinder heads are the same. There are some machining differences. Okay, so there are some bits and pieces that are different, but the critical areas between those two engines are the same. Now, in this step, we've got a massive change. So we've got a big pocket. We've got higher around the piston. We've got different angle and placement of those cutouts. You can see that. See this one, the cutout is placed on the side of the piston. We'll try to put them together. Can we kind of see it? It's moved around. And that's because of that totally different cylinder head that these ones have. Way, way different. So I see comments about guys putting heads back and forth. Yes, it can be done. Not going to argue that point. But is it really worthwhile when you have to stuff around so much? Just buy the right engine or custom pistons. And then they're often not checking compression. They're kind of a hack job when they put them together, and they wonder why they don't go quite as good as they should, because they've got compression ratio issues and things like that. So as a practical, just bolt a head over, it's not a practical option. There is a lot more stuffing around that needs to be done. This one, of course, is bigger. We've got to a bigger bore, 87.5 for those ones, out to 91 for that one. Okay. The stroke for each of these remains the same. Well, that one's got, you can see that one's got some markings on it. Right, there's a couple of other things that's important, and people get this wrong all the time, which is the rings. Woohoo! I've removed the rings. Gen 1 piston. The ring's got top ring's got a little mark on it. 1.46. It won't fit in the Gen 2 piston. They're referred to as actually 1.5. The second ring, and it's got a cutout on the bottom of it. Again, 1.5 millimeters. Oil rings. I'll measure the piston. Coming in at just about 3 millimeters. So these are referred to as the 1.53 millimeter rings on that piston. Did I say about the rod, the pin length as well? We can see the pin length changes dramatically across these series of pistons. I don't know why this one was pulled out. It was clearly burning a lot of oil. The oil rings were totally gummed up. We're going to work the other way. We're going to work on the oil rings. So these ones have got a piece of wire in them. It's a little bit different there to hold them together. Oh, that ring gap's actually just a smidgen smaller, but it's still referred to as the 3mm bottom or oil control ring. And we've got the top and the second ring, 1.17, so 1.2mm that's referred to, and 1.2mm. Continues for the 1UZ VVTI. The 3UZ also 1.2, 1.2. However, well, that's actually measures just a smidgen tighter, but they're a 1.2, 1.2. But of course, because of the different size bore, you can't use a 1UZ VVTI piston ring on it. It needs to be the 3UZ, and you can't put the 3UZ back onto there because they're different bore sizes. Right, bring these out of the way. I'll have another look at the bottom. Right, I have changed direction. So this is the non-VVTI Gen 1. You see it's got the big wide pin in it. Then we go for a very narrow pin, and then we've gone for a wider pin again, but not as wide as that one. And this is very similar in design. The bottom of these is very similar, but on the 3UZ we've got a little bit more skirt just here than this one. So if you had them out of a box, you could actually notice that, but you wouldn't if you didn't have them side by side. We've also got quite a big, again, talking about that skirt here, we've got more skirt on there, the non-VVTI Gen 1 than the Gen 2. This is going to be the lightest piston. Oh, we didn't talk about that ring land, but we can see it there. We can see that the Gen 1 ring land, it's quite a big ring land from the crown, or from the top of the piston to the first ring land. On the Gen 2, it's reduced greatly. We've gained some back with the VVTI, but because of the difference in the crown and through here, we've still lost some strength by comparison to that one. And the 3UZ is very similar in design. I think we may have lost a little bit more of that ring land. I'll have a measure, eh? Yeah, we've lost 1 millimetre of ring land between that one and that one, around about 6 down to 5. Come back. There's the oil drain backs in a 1UZ VVTI. Here's the oil drain backs in a Gen 2. A little bit dirty, but it's there by my finger and there. Oil drain back in a Gen 1. Can I put some light up it? Oh, there we can. So we can see it there. There we go. It's a big long slit from there through to there. There we go. That's better. Quite a big drain back. I try to avoid boost on standard pistons. I do have one of these at the moment that it had been hammered hard, It had done a couple of years on lots of boost on a standard head gasket, and it's got a crack. And what it had done is it had cracked just in the ringland and tightened up on the rings. So it still had compression, but less compression than it should have. Budget build, guys that are a little bit tight on the funds, just buy one of those, bang some steel head gaskets in it, and off they go. But these days, I really prefer to put a set of forged pistons in, just because these are getting old. You know, they're 30 odd years old, and you're trying to boost up them. Yeah, you're going to have failures. And I've done a number over the years and had very minimal failures, but you still have some failures. These ones I do try to avoid just because of the design. I actually haven't had that many failures with these ones, but I haven't done many because I avoid them because of all the issues they have if you're pumping boost in them. If I'm doing a Revy engine, sometimes I've done those rods and these pistons, though these they're lighter, so that will give you. That's why these engines give you the best NA power over these two, compared to these two. The VVTi, of course, in NA form, they work really, really well, and they produce really good power, and so do the 3UZs. But when you're putting boost up them, you can see why there is the potential for issues. And as I said, there's potential for issues. It doesn't mean you're going to have issues. You still can have issues with that one. I know plenty of those that are blown up. This one, actually, you can see where this one came apart. Looking at the top there, it had run a big end. It's been kissing the cylinder head. This one came apart because it was burning oil. You can see by the scores, and the top was actually totally covered in carbon. That one, it just came out because it was being turned into a race car engine, a stock car engine. And that one came out, again, it was a race engine that one came out for. But a lot of oil burning on the 3UZs, the design, I see a lot of issues with the oil burning on the 3UZs. And they really do like a good engine flush, good oil flush, and a good hard drive by comparison to these other ones. They also tend to collect a lot of oil in the plenum, probably more than the 1UZ actually. But I do see oil burning issues on those 3UZs if they miss some servicing. As you can see, if they miss some servicing, they don't get a good hard drive, then they will burn oil, or more prone to burning oil. So I hope that's a little bit helpful over the design of the pistons, the way they're laid out. Sorry I don't have a 2UZ piston. 2UZs are a little bit rare here in New Zealand, so I don't often have the pistons available, or the parts just available for the 2UZ, quite like we do with the 1UZ and the 3UZ. Pretty much we'd go straight to these days. We try to avoid the other ones. The dirt track guys buy those very quickly. They snap them all up, and they can't use the 3UZ, so it makes good sense for us to go to that 3UZ. So I hope that's been helpful. I'm sure there's lots more information I could have put in there, but that's the basics of those pistons, because a lot of people don't get to see them all sitting next to each other in this form. I know. We'll talk to you soon. Catch you later. Right, I didn't measure the ringland distance. 5.4. Gen 2, no, Gen 1. 8. To Gen 2's 5.4.